She cheated on me after 5 years. I'm numb to it all, so why am I angry about her choice of underwear? I, 31M, was recently sat down by my partner of 5 years, 29F, where I was told she was having serious doubts about marrying me. We were very close to our wedding, just 2 months away in fact, but she told me she had doubts and mentioned a developing friendship with a close mutual connection we know and have hung around with loads. She left in the middle of the night after I went to bed and went to his house and came back to me the next day. Over the next 48 hours a plethora of conversations unfolded where I understood that for months she'd been getting closer with this contact. At first I assumed it was just emotional, which on its own was devastating, but I later learned through inconsistencies in her stories that she was physical with him. She later confessed she might love him too. I ended it there and then, and we are now in the midst of canceling a wedding at considerable expense and selling our house we bought just 12 months ago. I am beyond numb, and foolishly described myself as okay. I haven't processed this at all, and there are a trillion things circling my head right now about her betrayal and the extent of it. But, one thing is plaguing me more than anything. It's so stupid that I think it's the only part of the betrayal my brain can focus on. For the 5 years together, my ex never really wore particularly sexy/fancy panties. She didn't like the way they felt, they were a bit uncomfortable with her mild weight gain, they created panty lines that were noticeable at her job, etc. She said she felt bad she didn't wear tiny or sexy panties at all. I repeated over and over again I didn't care what she wore. I loved her for who she was, and it was her body, she did what made her happy. 1 week before she revealed what had happened to me and we cancelled everything, she came home having purchased a thong. When this relationship ended I asked if the events were connected, this connection and the underwear, she said no. She's been out the house a lot staying with family, so she tells me. As I've been busying myself with laundry I've done some of our washing and found out she's brought a large number of panties recently that are ridiculously small. There was also a lot of bras that she'd never normally wear. I picked it up from the washer and almost erupted in tears and rage. She's only recently single and she's dropped a fucking bombshell on me that will leave a mark on me for the rest of my life. Not only is she seemingly fine about what's happened, but she's gone out and bought things she never told me she liked. Oh, so your self-reinvention and newfound love of wearing panties has just come about now, has it? You never did it for me and I showed you nothing but support for your choices about your body, but now you've suddenly got into wearing something you'd never usually wear. You told me you hated stuff like this, you told me you didn't like it. The thought that she is wearing this for somebody else, or even that she only cares about her appearance enough to do it now she's single, almost made me weep. I tried so hard to tell her I loved her and she was beautiful to me no matter what she wore. She used to get upset she didn't feel sexy and I tried to make her feel valued physically. Now we're broken up, you give a fuck enough to try this? Sorry. My head is spinning with emotions. I can't process any of this. Does any of this make sense? TLDR, my partner of 5 years told me she can't marry me and might love somebody else. She never wore sexy underwear for me as she said she didn't like it, and now she's single she's wearing it. I'm betrayed and angry.